Hello, and a drum roll here. This is American Love. We have been working so hard to make this broadcast happen, and today, Monday, is when we will do it for next 10 weeks. And just today is our tryout run, and we are trying to get all the technology working, all the lights and sound. It has been pretty complex to do this, as you will learn shortly. So welcome to American Love. I like this name a lot because I have experienced so much American love in my life. I came as an immigrant not knowing anything. I was so naive when I came. I remember when I was in high school dreaming, running away from Croatia and coming to New York and meeting Lou Reed, and he and I will become buddies, but that never materialized. But years later I came here and learned the language, traveled around the country, and I was helped so many times by different people. And I think these days Americans can really use some good news. And the good news is that America is full of love. I have been laughed at as I was an immigrant here, laughed with, as Americans know how to laugh themselves. And I wanted us to approach this time between now and November 3rd with a lot of joy, because it is joy that will help us live, survive, be properly angry about things, and restore ourselves. I learned about America first through Garrison Keillor, listening to the radio show, and then I bumped into Rush Limbaugh's show, and everything in between over the years. So, welcome to reconsidering the richness of American kitchen and tradition and stories and diversity that keeps us so rich and so welcoming to people like me. Kitchen is a place of transformation. It is the place where humans started to transform first food miraculously, and then create stories of meaning, of ideas about the future, looking at the past, and as well as making important decisions. And so, how are your decision making going? I think that every good decision has to have a kitchen test. Whether it is a decision for the country or a decision for yourself, there is one of these kitchen table conversations that need to be had. Because kitchen is a safe place where we are cared for and where we care for other people. We're in a special place when we eat and when we share food. We are dependent on surviving and on life, on food that comes to our homes, to your home, for people who deliver it, people who grow it. Suddenly, through kitchen, we know that we all need one another, that we all depend on one another. And so I invite you to try something new, maybe for next 10 weeks. New ways to cook. Maybe to start cooking, start real slow into this unknown and embarrassing but safe place for all of us. During the next 10 weeks in our American Love, we are going to explore the food, the people, the music, the stories of our 10 fine American swing states. So we have selected Michigan and Pennsylvania and wonderful Wisconsin and Arizona and Colorado and Georgia and Iowa and Maine and Florida and North Carolina. I've been reading up on the cuisines of these states all the way from when before people came from Europe to today, and it is incredible, incredibly rich. So I also wanted us to make this time towards November 3rd playful and full of joy and music. So I taught one of my favorite performing artists, Bridget Barkin, and I told her about this project, and she lighted up and she said, yeah, let's eat and sing. And so Bridget has a song, and we made a little video that I want to show it to you, romancing the stranger, each other. And so please enjoy.
Sometimes I don't know what to say. With the pencil to the page, I see you staring back at me with the world on your face.
I don't hear the sound.
Feels like I know you from another time and space. Maybe in a dream that I misplaced. All I wanna do is sit and talk to you.
It is amazing.
No matter where you're from, wanna know where you're going to. Take off your mask, take off mine too. Let's go for a walk in each other's shoes. Dear stranger, I love you. I know what this world can do to you. Dear stranger, I need you. You need me too. Together we can make it through. We can make it. We can make it through. We're not strangers, we're all friends. I haven't met each other yet. Let's write a new beginning. The past we can't forget. You show me who I am. I need to understand. There is no us and them. No, we're not so different. We gotta put an end to all this judgment. Turn your selfish pride into love inside. Tell me your story, I'll tell you mine. Let's see what we find in each other's eyes. Oh, dear stranger, I love you. I know what this world can do to you. Dear stranger, I need you. You need me too. Together we can make it through. Oh, right here in this moment, you and I, let's break down the walls. And maybe the world can learn from my lesson that we're not strangers. No, we're not strangers. Oh, we're not strangers after all. Oh, dear stranger, I love you. I know what this world can do to you. Oh, dear stranger, I need you. You need me too. Together we can make it through. Oh, la da da da, la 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 da da da. La da da da, la 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 da da da. Dear stranger, I love you. I know what this world can do to you. Dear stranger, I need you. You need me too. Together we can make it through.
Wasn't that amazing song? I mean, whenever I hear it, it brings me to tears. It speaks so much to human condition. Not not just that we live with people we don't know who are strangers, but that strangers are a blessing to us. A stranger in another person, stranger in God, stranger in ourselves. So this compassion for a stranger and actually dependence on a stranger is what keeps us alive. Because stranger can see what we cannot see, can say often what we cannot say, and always carries a blessing. If you look at the different spiritual tradition, the stranger carries the blessing, an answer, or a better question. And so that's why we will be richer, not just because we will get closer together, but we actually need one another, as Bridget sings. We really do need one another. It's not a luxury, it's a necessity. And so I want to just briefly tell you how is this going to look like and to recruit you into this Cooks for the Common Good. Every Monday here we'll have a show at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, and you will be able to see how things go. Like learn a story about something that's familiar or something new. Get inspiration and insight about how kitchen changes human life and how it affects us. And also about specific dishes and specific stories connected to every dish. And then after Monday, you will be able to get a recording and a recipe, and then you can improvise all you need. You can just go to the store and find out, what ingredients are available. And then if you don't have ingredients that you need, you might want to make another dish from that state or call somebody in that state and figure it out, maybe a friend or a relative. And then on Thursday, we will prepare those, and all of us will connect through voteCommonGood.org. It's a national organization, if you haven't heard of it, that advocates that all of us vote with the criteria of the Vote Common Good, rather than our party lines, rather than being an urban person or a rural person, but vote in a way that benefits us all. And that's much easier to achieve around the table and with a spoon, with breaking bread, with the smell of an apple pie. And a friend of mine said, Reverend Vince Anderson, that a teacher told him when he was small, they were teasing a teacher and they say, how the Holy Spirit smells. And then she said, Holy Spirit smells like an apple pie. Food is not just a fuel, it's full of stories. And I would like to introduce to you a couple of people over these weeks who have been helping with this. One is Mark Sandlin. He is a minister in North Carolina, but also an amazing pit master. So Mark has been helping me with this. We are contacting chefs in 10 states, the local chefs that we want to rope into this project. And he has been amazing in reaching out. And I asked him to introduce us to his through his craft. And here's a little video that he sent for us.
What is it brings me so much pleasure? I mean, I love cooking. And it really, when I think about it, it all starts back around the family table growing up. We would gather every night around the table, a fresh meal that my mom would make, and there was just a special feeling of love and bonding that happened around that table that I probably didn't appreciate nearly as much as I should have at that age, but I did appreciate it, and I've learned to appreciate it more. And I've even, when I went off to college, I immediately started needing to learn to cook because I loved my mom's cooking, and college food was college food. Sometimes it was okay, other times I'd rather not. So I started learning, and through that learning, I also started discovering different styles of food, different countries, and even in the States, different regional foods and how they were made. And my love just started growing. And I loved how it brought so many things together, cooking did. Yes, there might be very specific foods for specific regions, but in America, the melting pot of the world, we sort of have become a stew pot too, where we get all these great fusion things that happen, where we see different cultures and people coming together with a beautiful picture of America that way. I mean, that's who we are. And I love the way that food brings all that together. I love the way that it does naturally brings us to an appreciation of others and other styles and other cultures and other heritages. And it's just become a key part of my life. I don't care what it is, whether I'm making a simple salad or smoking a whole pig outside. There's something about it that brings me joy. I love cooking for people. I love sharing that. I love bringing them around the table together and expressing to them how happy I am that they're there and that they're enjoying this meal together. I hope that you have similar experiences. I am sure that you do. And I hope that you will consider joining us in this experiment that we're doing for the next 10 weeks. I'm Mark Sandlin. I'm a reverend here in a Presbyterian church in Greensboro, North Carolina. And it doesn't matter what our backgrounds are ultimately. If we love cooking, this is a show for you. If you love eating, this is a show for you. We ask that you'll come with us. What we're going to do is on Mondays we're going to come in and talk about one of our 10 main swing states in the upcoming elections. And we're going to sort of cook our way through the elections together. So I invite you to come on Mondays. We'll talk about what's the meal we're making, what's the heritage out of this state, how are we making it? And then you'll be at home. And you know, some of us have less access right now to all of the goods we might normally be able to get a hold of. So maybe you take the meal and you do a variation on it. And then we're going to ask you to come back on Thursday, where we're all going to gather virtually again with these meals that we've prepared. And we're going to have this sort of massive coming together of cultures and heritages and locations and a common love, a common good that's going to draw us together. So we hope that you'll join us. Come to check it all out on AmericanLove.kitchen. And hopefully we'll find a way of pulling us back together even as we feel so divided. It is one of the things that food does the best. So join us on this journey, and we'll be seeing you over the next 10 weeks.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you. It looks really imposing. Yeah, your kitchen and warm and almost smoky there. I feel like, oh, and after these limitations for travel, I'm going to visit you and we're going to do this long smoked barbecue project there. Looking forward to that. Here in this apartment in Harlem where I live, I haven't been doing this alone. It has taken us several weeks to have the whole setup, to have all the lights and cameras ready here, to be connected with streamlining and all of that, and I'm not alone, and I have two helpers here which I want to introduce here. So come over.
Hi!
These are my helpers, these are my daughters and my pride and love of my life. And they have been working really hard and will work for next 10 weeks to make this happen. So, what is, tell us like, what are your roles? What do you do?
Well, I'm Enna, and I will be the sous chef, so I'll just be following, chopping. And I'd say I'm also the artistic director, I think, which basically means I just stand around and say what I think.
I'm Letta. I'm the camera person, and I do all the tech. So lights, cameras, all the captions, all that is me.
And both of them are really getting into scarily fanatic cooks for the last 2 weeks. Every day there is a whole upheaval in the kitchen with what they're doing, and I feel like a little bit pushed out. I'm just saying. But I'm happy for that. And they are both really great advisors. And Letta will help me with recipes. She is really a big researcher, an environmentalist, and really interested in improvisation and cooking without recipes, which is a whole nother conversation we'll have sometime later. So, in terms of technology, let us demonstrate to you what we can do, all right? So here you have this shot, and you'll be able to see how things go and how things proceed, how we are chopping them here. But then, if you want to have a really closer look, when we have another camera, which looks down here, and you can see what's happening over here. If you say, oh, no, I wanted to see how you're cutting it, but I want to see it down, we have a double thing going on here. And we can see both at the same time. Right? Mm-hmm. Right. So I'm here, and I'm over here, right? But that's not all. You might say, hey, I don't know what's happening in the pot. I would really like to have a look in the pot and see exactly what's happening down there when things are boiling and moving and turning over and colors are mixing. So we have another one here. Look at that. Look, all this fire here. This is the magic. This is transformation. The fire, the water, the air, everything is going to get together here, and this is where we're going to create magic. Nothing special in terms of a range. You have all of this in your home. So we are here to have an average kitchen and an average home so that you can do the same. We can actually do all three at the same time, right? All right, so I'm here. Oh, wait, I'm here. Oh, wait, I'm here. So you'll be able to see everything, all right? So enjoy it, and I look forward to all of this. There'll be a lot of action here, as you can see. And for our last little contribution and video, I have a very dear friend. I can say he's my friend. I don't know if he will say I'm his friend. But we have spent some time in Italy together in Florence for 7 days, walking around with a group of people and cooking every day. And that's the poet, David Whyte, the greatest living poet, I think. Just check him out. So one of the things that he really likes is cooking. I mean, he is really loves cooking as he loves nature. And I spent one evening doing Florentine steaks, those big steaks that are big like this, 3 steaks for like 40 people. And we were doing them together, and I have great memories of that. And then, so I reached out, and I got permission to show this little video of his that you can also find on Facebook on his page. And it is his poem, Everything is Waiting for You. And it is so appropriate for where we are right now, that we need to find a way to communicate with our environment and whatever we find around ourselves. I just don't want to say too much. Just enjoy this micro bursts of poetry from David.
There's a long human tradition of everything speaking back to us, often in silent ways, whether it's the clouds moving across the sky, the migration of the seasons, the bird call in the morning. We're all confined to our houses these days, and so what you're surrounded by is what has to speak to you. And this is a piece I wrote on that dynamic called Everything is Waiting for You. A title that sounds vaguely positive to begin with, until you realize that everything is waiting for you, including your own final migration and disappearance. Your great mistake, everything is waiting for you. Your great mistake is to act the drama as if you were alone. Your great mistake is to act the drama as if you were alone, as if life were a progressive and cunning crime with no witness to the tiny hidden transgressions. To feel abandoned is to deny the intimacy of your surroundings. Surely, surely, even you at times have felt the grand array, the swelling presence and the chorus crowding out your solo voice. Surely, even you at times have felt the grand array, the swelling presence and the chorus crowding out your solo voice. You must note the way the soap dish enables you, or the window latch grants you courage. Alertness is the hidden discipline of familiarity. Alertness is the hidden discipline of familiarity. The stairs are your mentor of things to come. The doors have always been there to frighten you and invite you. And the tiny speaker in the phone is your dream ladder to divinity. Put down the weight of your aloneness. Put down the weight of your aloneness and ease into the conversation. Put down the weight of your aloneness. Put down the weight of your aloneness and ease into the conversation. The kettle is singing even as it pours you a drink. The cooking pots have left their arrogant aloofness and seen the good in you at last. All the birds and creatures of the world are unutterably themselves. Everything, everything, everything is waiting for you.
Practice at home every day and share that time with other people. And I have overlooked the fact that the kitchen is the dojo. It's the place for meditation. You know, sometimes we focus on our breath, but we can focus on cutting the carrot. We can focus on boiling the water. We can focus on peeling the potatoes, arranging our fridge, cleaning the kitchen, setting the table. All of these things, in life things, like cleaning the house also, is first way that humans meditated and prayed. It's an action of prayer, actually, when you're in the kitchen. Because it's connected with the story of your life and you need to be really present, both of those things. So I invite you to maybe find a new discipline and discover it and for yourself. Now, invitation to you. We want to recruit you for common good. So as we approach November 3rd, we would like to escalate the conversation about what it means to be an American, what it means to love our country, what it means to belong, what it means to be diverse, to be of service, what it means to be courageous and brave, what it means to be a patriot. And so this is one of the ways we can have this conversation in a healthy way, and I feel in a way that is full of promise and full of surprise for all of us. So I want to invite you first and foremost to go to the website. Everybody say, well, my website is and this and that. Well, yeah, it is AmericanLove.Kitchen. AmericanLove.Kitchen. If you go there and register, you will be in the loop, because what we are going to do is quite complex. We have Monday show live, and then we have a Thursday live virtual connecting of all the homes that are participating in this. And we'd like to hear from you, hear your stories, hear your what you have been doing, and how are you thinking about some of these values we hold dear, and some of the stories, particularly from the states, we're going to feature. So first go to the website and you will find what, when, and how. Everything is there. If you are listening from Facebook, that's very hard to keep you updated because it's so much information out there. And the next week, I want to invite you to our first state. And our first state is, ding, Wisconsin. All right, I love Wisconsin. We went through it a couple of times, and as I have been reading about Wisconsin and connecting the dots of all the American, of everything I think is generic American, came from somewhere. So I want to ask you one question. Where's the word booyah coming from? When we say booyah, I always wonder what that means. Well, I discovered, and so we'll learn next week on Monday what that means. And it is a beautiful story of the word and a beautiful story of the dish called booyah. So join us next Monday. And so with that, I will let you go now, and maybe with one micro practice. Each week, let's have one micro practice. And one micro practice that I want to ask from you is, next time you enter the kitchen, maybe this week, whenever you remember to enter the kitchen, pause. Just pause one step and remind yourself that you're entering the space of kitchen. Like you're crossing a threshold, you're entering a dojo or a studio or an art studio or a place of rest or a place of work. Just mindfully enter it. There are, I once listed 12 ways to enter the kitchen. You know, find your own way, just with a little slowdown, and you will already start cooking better. I promise you that. So go to www.americanlove.kitchen and share with us your first name and your email, and we will be in business. Actually, not in business, in community. You know, enjoy together. So goodbye for now, and we will see you next Monday. This Thursday we will not have the event. This was just a kickoff, trying all the technology and saying hello to everybody. But we are starting next Monday and Thursday. Sign up. See you soon. Come in. You're welcome here.